Hi, this is Jamie, and this is my final presentation for this quarter. So I will review the case study that I was given. There are two partners who have been working for a firm, a large investment firm, and with a lot of positive feedback that they receive from some of the customers that they serve, they are motivated and encouraged to start their own business. So they do that, and they are able to run the business themselves with one hired employee, and within 2 years they become pretty successful. They are able to manage big investment firms as well as smaller, and have a lot of success. Their personal incomes both grow, and the company is doing well. But in the process, there are some personal relationship issues which end with one of the partners actually leaving the firm and the other having to buy her out. The theories that I chose to look at this case study through are the human resource theory. So that theory, really looking at what people contribute to an organization. They're not just physical ability, but capacities, as well as, mental and social capacities. And then under that heading too, we would look at the motivation hygiene theory that looks at the factors that motivate, including achievement and recognition and responsibility, and then the hygiene factors, those factors that when in place are helpful or just kind of a given, but when missing then can cause some problems or demotivation, such as relationships and job security and work conditions. So also I chose the structuration theory. This is a theory that looks at how people create the structure of an organization and then perpetuate that structure by acting, within those rules and kind of climate that they've created. The concepts I chose were stages of communication and socialization. So not just the information that a new employee gets when they join an organization, but also the relationships that are formed. Disengagement, which was a big issue here, and then stressors both in and out of the office, as well as the persuasion concept, how beliefs, values, and attitudes and opinions will form a process which creates public opinion toward an organization. And then evaluation, which will look at the opinions of stakeholders concerning how they're viewing the activities of that organization. So when we dig a little deeper, a lot of these things are pretty easy to point out. So like I said, in the case study, we can look at the human resource theory in that both of the partners really bring their dedication, their talents, their experience to starting this new organization. So they really are what makes the organization, and those companies that are showing confidence in them are showing confidence not really in the organization as much as in those partners. When we look at the motivation hygiene theory, according to the case study, we see that there is a lot of achievement that's happening. So they're motivated by getting other businesses on board, and they're making a lot of money, so their salary is growing and they have potential for growth. These are all motivating factors, but some of the things that kind of are the hygiene factors are the relationships. So they tend to do work both in and out of the office. Most weekends and evenings are spent together, either for personal, but usually work is also mixed in. So we see that some of those relationship factors will be in play, as well as work conditions, because they're working a lot of hours, a lot of extra hours to make this business successful. When we look at structuration, we see that people create the structure. So the personalities of these two partners really help set the stage for what the organization is, and that's through the structuration. Some of the concepts to highlight here. So the stages of communication and socialization, really a pattern was set at the beginning by especially by Ava, who really enjoys the interpersonal relationships and having her friends be her coworkers. And so she takes that kind of to an extreme, and it sets up a pattern that's hard to set boundaries for both her and her partner, Nellie. So also the stressors that are there, lack of appreciation. Nellie really feels that Ava doesn't appreciate her contribution, too much work, unclear company policies, as well as sort of an uncertainty about the future, especially pertaining to how much is going to be needed of her personal life. And then when we look at the persuasion concept, really looking at how the public starts to view the business, the organization, as things start to deteriorate. And then we look at evaluation, which would be really helpful, especially after the disengagement of Nellie. If Ava can have an evaluation done, kind of help her see what happened with the disengagement, and then how to set things up better for the future. So this was actually a really interesting case study. I enjoyed looking at it. I feel like I was able to see how those different concepts and theories were played out in the case study, and helped me get a better grasp for both the concepts and theories and seeing how they work in real life. Thanks.